What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Daniel checking back in. The new video, the new topic. People are crashing out left and right. People are losing their minds. People are going crazy, and it's a sign of the times, brother. Sign of the times. Things are getting harder. Cost of living is extremely high. People are angry, and I think people are frustrated and they don't know how to channel their anger into a healthy outlet, or to use it as motivation to push through and to try to succeed. I think I've done that a couple times. I think I was angry and frustrated, and I didn't know how to deal with those feelings, and I let them eat me up, and then self-sabotage myself and just get into trouble and try and destroy my life because of my problems. But it doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody when people, they're crashing out. Like, they're stabbing people in Walmarts, and people are, just trying to do crazy things. They're trying to rob people and, steal a bunch of stuff and scam people. People are going to a lot of extremes to try to survive. It's not easy to provide now. They've messed up the system and the economy, and they have there's a lot of corporate greed and there's been a lot of corporate greed for a long time, and they've stripped America of like a lot of its good qualities. They've just stripped it. America feels like it's just a pig with lipstick now. It's not even that great anymore. It's kind of feels bad living here. It doesn't feel good anymore living here. It feels like we're just part of a machine. We're just being turned into a slave, and with less quality of life, with less opportunities. They sold all our jobs. They took all our pensions away. The economy has gotten harder. The housing is super expensive, and so they've done us wrong. They've done the American citizen wrong. And then we have tons of foreigners just piling in, just pouring in from everywhere, trying to cheat the system too, trying to do more crazy stuff than Americans are, almost like. So foreigners are crashing out too, and they're scamming, everybody, and they're cheating the system, and it's almost like you have to scam and cheat the system to get by now. It's not a healthy system. Everybody's trying to sell dope and scam credit cards and con their way to the top. And they have a delusional way of thinking. They're being extreme, and a lot of them people are ending up stuck because they made a bad decision. And that could have been me. I made some of those same, I made a few big mistakes, let's say that. It was all a means to an end, and that's how people are. It's all a means to an end. They will do anything to get something. And it's not about the process. It's not about the lifestyle or the bigger picture or the culture value, you know. So asking yourself those important questions will help. I had to ask myself some really important questions to get to a better place, because I was in a really dark place, and then I made some big mistakes. I could have ended up locked up for a long time because of some of the things I did. And I could have ended up gone. Like, I'm lucky to be here, and I think it was a wake-up call. Like I had a couple bad things happen, a couple reality checks, you know, and then I saw a lot of the harsh side of life, the harsh realities, and it helped me, you know, question my behavior and my thinking, and how to approach my problems, stop being so extreme, and trying to practice a more healthy approach to life, to be more mindful, to be in the middle way, you know, like not too extreme, not too loose. You can't just give up and let go and try to reject everything, because that's an extreme way of thinking too. To try to give up and quit is another form of behavior, you know, and mindset like that isn't going to help. To be too extreme and too crazy and too pushy is going to keep you, might help you, but you might explode, or, you know, have a heart attack or something, because you're too extreme, you're too forceful. So to be in the middle is the way. This is the way, kind of like the Mandalorian. This is the way. This is like a Buddhist type teaching, like a Buddhism type mindset. But I learned about that philosophy or mindset like a few years ago, and I was like, oh, this is good stuff right here. So there's been a lot of problems happening in America, and it's causing people to flip out and do crazy things. I can see it all day on YouTube and the news, and all these crazy things happening. People just crashing out and going to prison for the rest of their life over a decision they could have made better, over something they could have said no to. Now, granted, I know it's hard, and I could imagine being homeless or trying to just, you know, survive without anything. The cost of living is crazy. The housing market, they messed up our jobs and our pensions, and then they sold all our jobs to other countries, and now they're laying off tons of people. And then they sold us out of house and home. It feels like they priced us out of house and home. I'm sorry, they priced us out of house and home. That's what it feels like. There's no alternative. Like, what if you don't have a lot? What are you supposed to do? Look what y'all did to the old people. Look at all the old people out here struggling. You think you got it bad? Take a second look, because I've seen a lot of old people out here trying to work a regular job to get by, just to have food on the table, probably, just to have a roof over their head, clothes on their back, just to, the old people, they're not trying to have anything extra. They're just trying to survive. A lot of them, and you can see how they have to go back to work, and the Social Security is not enough, and they can't even retire. Imagine working your whole life and not having anything, and just being able and having to work a regular job just to survive in a place that's toxic and unhealthy and doesn't even pay that good. And they got to deal with young people that are annoying all day. So America has lost a lot of its fruits of labor, a lot of its quality of life been stripped. But what's the alternative? It's almost like it's a catch-22. You don't have a choice. You're just a piece in the gear, or a sprocket in the gear. You're just a little, So you got to try to struggle to get in somewhere to make some decent money just to survive, and try to figure out a way out, but there is no way out. And even trying to buy a house or just have an apartment, none of it looks attractive at all. Life in America seems very toxic. You have to live in, like, if you don't make enough, you have to live in a bad neighborhood, or and it just all seems so trifling in a way. Like, it's just an uphill battle, but we don't have a choice, do we? We have to do something. So I don't want to crash out like these people. I've seen tons of people just crash out. And I almost crashed out before, but I'm just trying to get ahead and get a couple nice things and live a good life. But it's been pretty hard. I'm in one of the hardest industries, and doing one of the hardest jobs out here. So it's kind of uphill battle. I think after by next year, I should be able to make some big. Said this last year too, but be able to make some big progress, get to where I really need to be. I think I have the mindset now. Mentally, I'm there, but by next year, I should really be where I need to be. I've had a lot of uphill battle and struggles along the way, but I don't want to crash out, and I don't want to mess up. I'm trying to lock in and get this win. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I've had a ton of problems along the way. A bunch of struggle, a bunch of obstacles. That's the word I'm looking for. Obstacles, in a way. It seemed like I had to go up, over, or around. That's what they say the difference between successful people is and average people or mediocre people. That successful people see a problem and they'll figure out a way to solve it, no matter what it takes. They have to go up, over, around, under. They're gonna figure it out. And then mediocre people will try one or two things and they'll give up. So I'm trying to be. I think I've had to go up, over, and around a lot of things this past year. sacrificed a lot of time, energy, being gone from everything and everyone to achieve a bigger goal and face my fears. That's another thing. But I still have some doubt. I'm still struggling. Right now, I think a lot of people are struggling. I don't know what to do. There's a lot of companies laying off people struggling. So it's hard to find good opportunities now to make decent money, to provide and have a decent place to live. Part of my problem was my environment, and so I'm getting out. I think a lot of people crash out because of their environment too. The people they're surrounded by and the negativity. It can weigh on you and cause you more stress and then cause you to flip out. So I'm trying to change all that too. I'm going to change all my surroundings and all the people in my life. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going all out, and I'm going to do what's best for me. Leave all the past behind, all the negative, all the toxic people, all the BS, that people bring, and all their drama, and all the people that don't bring value to your life. Like, because I remember being around these people. It was always drama. It was always a problem. It was always some craziness, and never anything good for me. It was they would bring their problems, and they would always try to just take from me. Never help me get to anywhere good. It was never anything good. Damn people. But I think you don't need to expect anything from anybody. You need to expect more from yourself, and then cut them people out and tell them no. Just do what you want and stop worrying about other people. But alright, that's gonna be it for this video. See you in the next one.